This is an excellent display here from Rashi. Very good job.
So an chain unending. Oh, unending gonna pop the vacation.
Wait, what? You ever seen a chain that big, Rambo?
Okay, I haven't seen this one in a while. Ooh la la, baguette.
Good evening, everyone. This is Taaha coming in hot. We got FM versus Tier 0, second match of the week. I know you guys have been waiting for this match for a long time. Then friendly rivalry is off the charts. I don't have Andy on the mic yet, but the game has started. We have Karakuri from March. He's on the top. I'm going to change that real quick here. We get a turn 1 beret. He's going to go full combo here. Level 5, level 3 burrito. Coming in with the Ninishi. Very interesting. Gonna get the extra draw and triple set. It is like they never got hit. What a good turn 1 from March. And now it is Sokram on the other end. Ishizu, and there it is. You already knew it, folks. Ritual Beast, the signature deck for Sokram for so long. And opening with Kanahawk, no Elder. Let me know how the audio is, guys. Until Andy joins, I'm going to be playing a little bit of music in the background just to keep things energetic up in here. There's the immediate cash in on the Kanahawk. Gonna slow Sokram down a little bit here. He's repping those worlds, mat, and sleeves. There it is, Sokram with just one set against a full Karakuri board that did restart. He's not going to get that draw from the draw phase, but definitely with a prismatic burrito on the field, he is going to get this draw. 2 cards in hand, 2 card set. And we could see a possible synchro summon here if he wants to make room on his board. However, it is going to be interesting. He still has a Gamma Oil in the deck, but it looks like he's going to opt to keep things just the way they are and perhaps push in. Attacking in with the burrito. There is a little bit of a delay here. Sphere Karibo, interesting. Sokram always been one to put a pocket Sphere Karibo in his deck at 1. But that 2600 is going to go through, and of course the mandatory Nanishi attack. Man, this is a really hard board to break. Very, very few decks can break a board like this. And in the new meta, with a lot of decks hit and not at full power, I would say it's near impossible to break a board like this. And Sokram knows it. I mean, using Sealed Tombs there, but only to protect himself from a possible Gamma Oil potentially. And there is the beret effect, gonna flip it up. Maybe this is a Winda, but oh my god, another Kanahawk and burrito, another draw. Nanishi in defense isn't taking any risks with Nanishi in attack. He does have the Cashin in the grave, so not much of a worry there. I believe Cashin is not affected by Sealed Tombs. I gotta check that real quick. Okay, so no, Cashin definitely not being able to be used here because of the Sealed Tombs. I have to check on that real quick. There's the Cosmic Cyclone. I think this is very smart because it's gonna show a back row card. And that was actually pretty good to see that March is playing Floodgates in his Karakuri deck. March going up 1-0. And although Sokram not getting that early win that he needed, he is going to get some valuable data seeing a Floodgate that isn't a common card in Karakuri. Now let's see if he's going to repeat here. And we are going into the next game. Duel. This is likely restart here. If I am not incorrect, we do see a restart delay. and we likely missed out on the first restart prompt, but both players opting not to restart here. And I think this is going to be quite interesting. Merchant turn 1, you already know how this is about to end. This dude is about to end on a pretty massive board. Now, without True Nade in this matchup anymore, it becomes difficult going second, since because of the ban list, Karakuri got a lot better going first, but a lot weaker going second. You don't have cards like True Nade that can be played as readily. A lot of people aren't playing offerings in the main deck. Obviously, since this is Team Wars, maybe we may see 1 or 2 offerings in the restart builds. And on top of that, we're seeing new traps that the deck did not play before. In fact, before the deck only played Cash-In as a trap, or maybe Treacherous. But like we saw in the past duel, March was playing Floodgate in his deck, which is really good in the mirror when you go first. Oh, and I did mess up the score. I apologize. Thank you for that. There it is. It's going to be a full combo. Now, one thing I want to ask you guys, are you guys surprised to see Karakuri on the big stage? Both teams opening Karakuri in their opening combo. Although Tier 0 decided for it to be the first deck, Forbidden Memories opted for it to be the second deck. Let's see what answer Sokram has here for March's pretty solid turn 1. There's the Merchant, but does he have Lance to protect himself from a Floodgate? Okay, he's going to let this go. Perhaps there is a Lance in hand, and March detected that delay at the beginning of the turn. Now there's the immediate cash on the Merchant. He's likely going to search a second Merchant, and he does. Now we're still not sure if he's going to be able to break this board. It is a pretty solid board. We all know, we saw it in the previous meta. There's Karma Cut. He's playing Karma Cut and Floodgate, and chooses a very good time to do this. No Lance and the level 5 effect. Hunamazan is not going to activate, or resolve rather, and just 2 sets. This is looking like it's over, folks, and March may be putting his team up 2-0 here. When the ban list got announced, my first thought was, man, Karakuri is still a busted deck. That turn 1 is still there, and although it may not be as consistent as before, and although that turn 2 may not be as good as before, this turn 1 arguably even got better dealing wise. When you got cards like Karma Cut and Floodgate and Cash-In going first with a Burrito and a Beret and either a Ninishi or the level 5, it is just so tough to deal with things. But if he has both Bad Aim and Karma Cut here, there may be a chance that he's okay, although I heavily doubt it. We know he has a Merchant in the hand, and it's gonna allow him to open for extra plays, but it may not be lethal if Stokram waits until the battle phase to use that Karma Cut. Let's see what March has in store for us here. Another set card. This guy March is playing traps and traps and traps. Now, one thing very interesting, guys. March is playing 24 cards. If I'm good at math. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, hold on. 25 cards. Oh, he does have Karma Cut, so he is going to live. Wow. Needed the exact combo, Karma Cut and Bad Aim, to live there. And 3 cards, another Merchant. Now, can he get through the other back row that March has? There's the floodgate. He set that last turn, and that is going to seal the deal here. We know March has a merchant in the hand, and he's going to be able to get some plays off. I'd be surprised to see if Sokram has any other back row. We didn't see him set anything last turn, although he did draw this card here. Maybe it's another karma cut. Maybe it's bad aim, but Sokram played game 1 with Ritual Beasts, and he opened Canahawk, 2 Canahawk, and 1 set plus CC. Alright, we do see a set. I completely missed it whether or not this was the top card of the deck. There is the merchant as expected. And I'm so jealous of this prismatic burrito. Level 5 effect in hand. Can Sokram stop this and live? Lots of thinking going around here. Oh, there's the bad aim. Now he can't hit the level 2 merchant. Oh wait, he can. Oh yeah, right. He can. I'm level 5 in hand, effect activated, so he can definitely hit the merchant. My bad. But this is still looking pretty bad for Sokram. He's used 2 merchants already, and he would need to have the 3rd one here. Not only does he need to have a starter here, he needs to deal with double back row. And knowing March, oh my god, there it is, the 3rd merchant. He actually has it. What a madman. Can you believe it? Do we have a cash-in set back there? Maybe a flood, maybe a karma cut. We know one of his cards in hand is a level 5, as he showed us earlier in the duel when he revealed it and got karma cutted. So he's not going to be searching the level 5. He is searching the gamma oil though. Graveyard is only 1 merchant, the other merchant banished, and the 3rd merchant on the field. There's the level 5 as expected. We knew this was in his hand. And there's the offerings, the first spell, non-Karakuri spell that we've seen from March so far. And that is gonna be game, folks, unless he has some another that card. Does it work on either player's graveyard? No, it's only your graveyard. Yeah, this is over. Unless he has another level 5. Okay, there's the cash. Oh, actually, another level 5 wouldn't work. He already tried to use the effect. Big defense though. Okay, not over yet. I have to roll back on my take there. But this man March has his own merchant. Now that is also his 3rd merchant. Both these guys just running through those merchants early in this duel. There's the level 5. No delay for sure. No back row, and come on, Karakuri does not play hand trap, so this is pretty much game here, and we're gonna be seeing March going up 2-0. Sokram not doing as well as he wanted to. Exact Lothal 2-0 up 2-0. He has not been able to come yet. He's having some things that are preventing him from coming on the mic. But rest assured, I'm here to give you guys top tier content for this game. And we are going in to the next one. We got Edu coming in with, I believe, SSA Kristrons. No one cares, Andy. Alright. Edu coming in hot. Edu going second. Very interesting. March restarts for the second time, but this time looks like it is a brick. Winning us,
Sorry. Do we know what the two decks are? We should, right?
well, it's already 2-0 right now.
Yeah,
Or do you mean
I'm
for this?
watching it.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Karakuri and Kristrons.
Oh, okay.
Um, Alright, this is
Sorry.
looking like G
Sorry about
Cheese.
being late, everyone.
No, no one's gonna forgive you for that, man. Too bad.
Oh,
But you're here now.
I guess I'll just go if nobody forgives me, right? What's the point of staying?
Well, they won't forgive you now, right? You have to make them forgive you by giving a good casting performance.
Sure.
All right, we have a bit of a pause in the match here. I don't know whose end it is. I think it might be Edu's end, or it could be March's end. He does potentially have a floodgate here if he's thinking that long. Maybe he might be thinking about whether or not he should floodgate the Ryan. Oh, okay, it's another Karma cut, and he's gonna let go of the level 5. This man, March here, has no cards in hand, no cards on the field, and his only top deck is Merchant if he lives here, which he definitely won't be.
Merchant's not even game. Even yeah, he's dead.
Just attack, man. You know, one of the most unfortunate things possible in situations like these would be you doing your entire combo and then you just DC and you get the loss when you clearly had lethal on the board. But nonetheless, Edu giving FM a very much needed win on the board. Now, Andy, Kristrons versus Karakuri. We think, me and you think that it is a pretty good matchup for Kristrons, but how did this change and get better for Kristrons with the ban list, if it got better?
Well, one of the things that really slowed down Karakuri is the fact that they have to play a lot of traps now. So they're no longer able to fit in those quick play spells that they can use to kind of like gimp Kristrons out of a game, such as Offerings to the Doomed and Cosmic Cyclone that can just kill them in one turn. Kristrons are probably one of the decks with the best grind games. So, and Karakuri's like the opposite. Like they kind of just have like one or two punches, and that's about it. So, being able to slow down Karakuri is a very big boost for Christians in that matchup.
So you think it's been a considerable improvement for Crystons, and now you definitely would agree with the team sending in Crystons to counter Karakuri, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. I'm not. I wouldn't say Christians are a complete counter. Karakuri's have so many different builds that it really depends on the. And you can say the same about Christians. So it really depends on build versus build. But from what I saw, like in this game alone at least, the karma cuts versus just aren't going to do very good versus Christians.
Now, what do you think about Floodgate in this matchup? In the first game, I believe we saw Floodgate from March. So far, we've seen Offerings, Floodgate, and I believe 2 Karma Cuts. We also saw Goldust in the main deck. So I wanted to ask you what you think.
Floodgate is generally very weak versus as the SSA version of Christians because in addition to using Solf to pop your Floodgated monster, you can also distribute it off with Whale. So they have like an engine way to deal with monsters that you're trying to Floodgate. In addition to that, I'm assuming that March didn't reveal Cosmic Cyclone. If March isn't playing Cosmic Cyclone, then a single SSA can really stop any type of offensive OTK from Karakuri.
All right, interesting. So Andy, let me give you a rundown and those a rundown that are
Looks like the mirror for the next game.
yeah, 1 second. All right, we are going into the next game now. I had a
Seizure.
an error. Okay, wow, it might be the mirror. You are right. I think you are a little bit ahead of me though, but
That's okay, they're thinking, so you're gonna catch up right away.
oh, there it is. You're right. It is the mirror match. Unless we're gonna see some mermail action here. Definitely not the
30 card mermail.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Definitely not week 1 anymore though.
I will say so like for the Christian mirror, a lot of people don't like it because they think like it's really hard, especially if you're not a Christian player yourself, to like understand what the players are thinking about and like how they're trying to win the game. But actually, the Christian mirror is pretty skillful. I haven't played it much since like the most recent nerf, so I can't say if it's changed much since then. But a lot of the mirror match is about your extra deck is like I guess like not decking out with your extra deck, right? Like if you run out of cards in your extra deck, then it doesn't matter how many like tuners you have because you can't synchro to anything. Usually, if you're playing SSA versus non-SSA, the Sea Stealth Attack version of Christian has a huge advantage because it can generate threats without the use of the extra deck. But since they're both playing SSA, one of the biggest interactions of this matchup is using Brianak to bounce your opponent's SSA so that you can clear their monsters and they cannot push back because you have to set SSA and flip it up again. So if you're able to set up Brianak and SSA before they can even set up one SSA, then it can be a big problem. It looks like March opened really weird. Or not weird, but he went Solf, discard Citri, special summoning this turn, and I guess he decided that since he's already discarded a tuner for Citri, that he shouldn't waste any more resources. So he decided to just sit on the Thisburn, assuming that the mirror in the mirror they can't OTK you.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Now it looks like perhaps Edu opened a little bit better than March did, but
a lot better.
Do you have any guesses on those back row? Do you think it's just SSA and then something else, or you think maybe it's both SSAs?
Well, because we haven't seen, like, this is the first time we're seeing March's list, but common cards to play in Christian SSA is obviously SSA and Impact, but also Cosmic Cyclone. I think that's like the most common form of back row that almost all Crystronless will play. But after that, there could be like Karma Cut, Ballista, things like that.
N-
So I can't say for sure, but it's all possible.
Now there is one really important thing I want to note. I remember when SSA Crystrons were at the top of the meta, uh, there was a big variance in the deck size. Some people were playing 26, some played 28, and I think the majority played around 30. Oh, if you look at these two players, correct me on that comment, but these two players are both playing 30 cards, and
I think
so
30 is pretty common.
yeah.
Okay, so you can see here what he's doing is he flipped up SSA early because because Edu set up query on play. So so he'll be able to chain to banish his this turn. So he'll be able to keep at least one of his 3 monsters. Actually, I think I was gonna say that I don't think Edu would banish the Citri, but I guess he is going to.
Now, why do you think that he would not banish the Citri there?
Well, actually, I guess see, like I played, like I was saying, like, I haven't played it much since the ban list,
Oh, okay.
since like the most recent hit. But before, banishing tuners was really bad because they could summon them back with impact. But I
Right.
guess it's not as important now. So here is a scenario of SSA Mirror that actually I would say puts March in a really good position. He's in a spot where he has Sea Stealth attack and his opponent does not. The problem is that he doesn't really have much else besides Sea Stealth attack. But if he can establish like any type of defense with the Sea Stealth attack, he'll be in a really good spot.
Right, and
Arguably, if he had the Sea Stealth attack, he actually probably should have summoned the Citri with the Fistburn, because then he would have been able to. Well, for one, it would have been free, right? Because he could pop the Umi. Okay.
we are seeing the Amatrix, and he's gonna get that search with the Thisfern.
I'm not following March's play much. I don't like how he's playing this right now.
Do you think it might be because of the back row that he has?
I feel like if the back row was impact, he would have used it on his soul
Well,
to protect his life.
My guess is that it's some sort of tech card that he's playing this in a certain way that allows him to be in an advantage state because of this tech
See,
card.
this is what I was afraid. So he's gonna what Edu is doing is he's setting up for a Brianak play, so that he can just Brianak and then attack for game.
Karma Cut here would be really good, but
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. He's gonna go for Brio so that he can bounce probably the SSA and the
oh no,
and the Amatrix. Yeah.
oh it's
Or he's
Coral.
going for Coral. Yeah, Coral Dragon.
Maybe he doesn't play
Yeah.
Brio.
If he doesn't, then this is really good for March.
Dang.
Well, he's gonna pop the SSA to either force it to die or force him to banish. What did he add with the? Oh, he added Soul. I guess that would make sense if he has Karma set.
That's been the vibe I've been getting, but I guess he was waiting for the Brionac to come out so that he would only have to deal with it once in the game rather than preemptively making him not able to synchro.
So he didn't pop the Amatrix here because he doesn't want him to do the play where you like he can summon back the Citri and then he can use Citri effect target Amatrix and then chain banish, so that he can keep up, so that he can protect his SSA and have a level 5 on the field.
Oh, it's a CC. That was my initial guess at first, that it was a
Yeah.
CC, but then I was like, oh, maybe it might be a karma cut the way he was playing it. But I'm no
The
Chris
problem
Tron's
is
player.
Yeah, but the problem is that he's losing his SSA here, which would have been really good for him before. Oh, that's
Damn.
a bigger problem.
E.
Yeah, that's an even bigger problem.
Wait, this is actually game now. Okay, no, it's
Is
not.
it?
No,
How's
it's
a
not.
game? Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
not a
never
game.
mind.
Actually, wait, no, this is actually. No, I don't like Iru's plan. Thinking more about it, because he has Solf in hand with this.
Oh,
he's
it is
right.
game! Holy crap! Wow. I was curious. I'm like, why didn't he just like if he was gonna do this, why didn't he choose the battle position preemptively? But I guess it's because he had the lance. Now, it's unfortunate he
No,
showed
because you summon when you summon off Solf, you can only summon it.
Oh yeah, you're right. He summoned off Solf there.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have forgot about that. Oh, regardless, Edu actually putting the team back in a fighting position 2-2. Now Tier 0 still has a counter pick advantage here. But
What do you counter Christians with?
considering that FM was down 0-2, I think they're going to be pretty happy with Edu's performance here. Now to your question, I think we all agree that Crystron's was on a rise before the ban list, and after the ban list, it's on an even bigger rise with decks like Neos Invoked being extremely neutered, and even E-Sabers being not in the meta anymore. Both of that, especially the Neos part, helps the deck a lot. And prior to this, you would send Neos, right, Andy? I think.
Yeah.
And another thing actually is you can't play Blackwings with clothes anymore. So
I think generally speaking, I would just send Blackwings into Christians because Blackwings have like so many tools. Like they have Necro Valley,
right,
they have clothes.
offerings. Well, they don't have clothes.
No, I'm saying like before.
Oh, before, yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I meant.
So now that's why now I'm like I'm not as sure. Like I'm sure a
Right.
lot of people would have just sent.
Well, this is a deck that I think, you know, anyone I talked to, I emphasized during the ban list that, man, this is the deck to watch out for in Team Wars. You have to be prepared for it, and if you're not, it is going to streak on you. And we've seen that so much last season with this deck doing stuff like that. But decks that play CC are generally a good send into this. Now, what do you think about Blackwings now playing Necro and 3 CCs most likely, but it doesn't have that close anymore?
Yeah, that's true. Not having clothes anymore, I think it hurts the matchup a lot. One of the things is I'm pretty sure that Blackwings do not have I'm pretty sure that Christians do not have an over 50% chance to open Cosmic Cyclone. And then if they're not playing, usually like sometimes they're able to make Black Rose, but it's not always the case because if you go Ancient Fairy Dragon, you're gonna pop their Umi as well, so they won't have the free monster to pop with Solf, so they can just summon Citri and Black Rose.
Okay, well, Andy, I gotta interrupt you there. We are actually in the next duel now. They're sending in Chris with Blue Eyes, it seems like, actually. And Chris opened double set. That's it, double set. Now, if he has a stone in hand, that double set is actually not too bad. But Edu popping off right now with his plays. Opened the Rosenix and the Undyne. Holy crap. Or sorry, didn't open the Rosenix, opened the Sulf. Going with the Sulf Undyne combo.
This is the full combo.
Yeah, full combo.
With the whale.
Pretty broken, to say the least. But it's gonna be interesting to see what answers Chris has here. Now, Chris is actually on the bottom, so I have to adjust that. Okay, there is the Karma Cut. What is he gonna discard though? Blow Up Bulb. Very interesting. No
He must have two.
stone though.
Or I guess he doesn't.
There's the Rosenix.
Interesting that he's still going for the whale.
Yeah, I thought.
Like, usually whale, like SSA is not a huge priority in this matchup.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna synchro there. Actually, I do share your
I don't know about that.
astonishment. Oh, what do you think he was gonna do?
I feel like you could just attack with those two monsters.
Oh, okay, and then hold the synchro for later.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
okay.
because his play wasn't that, because his discard wasn't that strong. It's like all right to set up SSA, but
Right.
I think this is also incorrect to flip it up early, because if you keep it set, then even if they have a stone, right, they have to. Ooh, he milled his dragon spear. That's really bad for him.
Ouch.
Even if you have even if you can summon the dragon spirit, you can only banish the SSA. So then he can just set another one with whale, and then he'll be able to like keep his sea stealth attack live now. But because he's flipped it up early, now he could have banished it, but it looks like he has nothing, so he can't.
Well, I do want to ask you, Andy. Do you think he went for this play because he saw that there's possibly no delay whatsoever on that second back row card that was set?
Even if that was the case, I don't think. I just don't think whale's a huge priority. Like, it doesn't even deal with a lot of things that Blue Eyes can do.
Oh wow, there's the controller. Normal level 3 tuner. And here comes the coral. Oh, March is sorry, Edu.
I don't
playing
think
coral.
Edu's playing Brian Akron.
And there is
Which
the
is unfortunate.
surrender.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, because if March was playing it, that's like not playing Brianek is a huge disadvantage in the mirror match. Like if you play Brianek in the mirror, it's like your deck is way better for the mirror specifically.
Well, the most unfortunate.
It's like Brianek and in the Witchcrafter mirror. If they don't play it, you probably win.
Man, this is extremely unfortunate for Chris. His poor bricking streak in Team Wars, and I guess any team event for that matter, continues once again. Last week, he bricked 2 out of his 3 duels and went 1-2 versus Neo. And so far, not a very good start here. They are going to use the repeat here, which kind of concerns me because of his poor drawing streak. But hopefully he'll be able to get a better start this time. He's going first again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I think he opened the same turn 1 board.
I mean, if he has a stone, this is a significantly better hand.
Right. It still worries me.
The problem with the previous hand was not the traps that he had, but the fact that he had no stone.
Now, guys, keep in mind, Edu is 3-0 right now. FMB gained 0-2. Sokram played RBs in Karakuri. He went 0-2, losing the mirror match to Karakuri on his second deck. Now, Edu has been streaking. He won the mirror match versus Chris Strons and beat Blue Eyes and beat Karakuri. Completely said that in the wrong order, but I think Coral is actually going to be pretty decent here for Edu. He didn't open full combo again, but this is still pretty nice. There's the Coral, going to force the back row. There's the Karma Cut. Now, does he have stone? He's... Oh my god, no stone again. It's haloed life barrier.
Oh.
No, not like this, Chris. How many times are you gonna brick in team events, man?
Sorry. So, apparently this is this hallowed life barrier karma cut list of Blue Eyes is tier 0. Like not to be confused with the team.
Wait, who said that?
Chris.
Oh my god. Dude, let me tell you something. This deck has been overrated for the past, like, even when it was really relevant back at the end of last season, this deck has been overrated so many times by so many people that just don't know what they're talking about. I'm just gonna say it.
So
I'm gonna flat out say it.
you're saying that Chris has no idea what he's talking
No,
about.
no, no.
These are your words.
No, I'm
These
saying
are everybody. Taaha
I'm
just
saying
said Chris
I'm
has
saying
no
it's been
idea what
historically overrated. Now, I don't know, maybe it could be good in this meta. I think it's pretty important to have a strong Crystron counter, and it's very unfortunate that Chris opened like this twice. Very, very unfortunate. But
Yeah.
I am gonna say, the last time Blue Eyes was very relevant was, I believe, the Season 6 meta near the end.
I do want to point something out really quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We actually scrimmed FM earlier this week, and looks like Edu's using the same deck that he used against us. He plays at least, I don't know, maybe he plays 3. He plays at least 2 Rosenecks, which he just showed right now.
Right.
It's pretty interesting.
Well, there you have it,
I think-
folks.
I was thinking, like,
Into
I didn't ask him about it, but my theory is that it's good for Coral, because if you do like if you like go into Coral with Rosenix and Citri, then you can banish to get the token. You can make a level 7 as well. So it's kind of cool like that.
While we do have a minute, I am gonna talk. Nope, it's not about Fantasy League. It's about my Prismatic Utopia. I just wanted to show it off to everyone in chat that feels bad they didn't get any Prismatics in the chat. At Mark/MA. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
XYZ counter trap.
You wish you had this. Yeah, no one cares, man. Prismatic Utopia. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, I hope you summon that, dude. I'm sure you'll summon it.
Yeah, I'm never gonna summon it, dude. Maybe in auto duels.
In auto duels, you get the extra 200. You get extra 200 every time you auto duel.
Yeah, look, here's the thing, right? Actually, that's very true. First, yes, but the second thing is, I didn't get it for myself. I got it for the AI to enjoy it. Okay, that's what happened.
For the AI to enjoy it. So, Chris going 0-2 instantly. FM is up from 0-2 to 4-2 now. It's crazy.
All 4 wins from Edu.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. With Cristrons, nonetheless. Now, actually, something very interesting I want to throw out to the chat right now. I don't need to flame anyone. I love this guy, but we all know how good he is. But I do recall earlier this week, there was a individual streaming late night talking about a tier list, early tier list for this meta, and we didn't see Cristrons on the tier list. He later added it into tier 3, huh? Now maybe that's because it was a tournament tier list, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he is coming in hot though versus Edu next.
He has the counter.
He does have the counter, potentially -1 coming in onto the table.
And it's witchcraft. Oh, never mind. Actually, maybe it is.
Yami Yugi. It could be Power of the Dark Witchcrafters.
No, yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think it is. Yeah, it is Power.
Now,
of Dark.
many people are watching this right now because a lot of people have both Edu and -1 on their fantasy teams. Either or, but also and. I've seen a lot of people put both of them on their team. -1 definitely has both of his decks left, so let me fix that. But a lot of people have been waiting for this matchup this week, and we are about to see it. Pittori off the starter, and
Storm.
You hate to see it, but I think he has to do it.
I mean, this is a pretty, like, it's not even guaranteed he doesn't have a spell. Like, he could just be holding the spell for Pittori.
Oh yeah. Oh, Masterpiece in the Grave.
He needs another spell, I think.
Yeah.
so that he can get the Shmita effect too.
Yeah, Smear's effect is going to be very important here. They did flip on us, though. I apologize. I will fix that right now. These fools keep switching sides on me here. The story of the match so far, guys. March putting Tier0 in a very good spot, 2-0, but unfortunately, Edu came in. Unfortunately for Tier0, Edu came in, won 2 in a row with Kristrons, beating the mirror match. Beating Karakuri, then the mirror match.
Yeah, if you blinked, you missed it. Okay, so he does have. He needed to discard another storm, which is why he was thinking so long. But this is probably worth it because now he'll be able to get a spell into his hand. So he doesn't actually lose out on card advantage, he just doesn't gain anything. Or he just trading out the storm for the holiday, effectively. Okay, Edu's opening with Solfafnir, discarding Rosenex. We did see earlier he's playing multiple of the Rosenex. So we know that Neg has Pittori on the field and a Holiday in hand. The other card could be another spell, but it's likely not a Witchcrafter spell. So if he negates, he's going to have to use up his entire hand. He's going to have to discard his Holiday and another spell if he has it. His only real follow-up is the Masterpiece in the Grave with maybe a potential draw off the Pittor. One of the big losses this deck had, like, you can see Neg's still able to play the deck kind of the same as it was before. Because if the weak hands are, the weak or like average hands are still about the same, the main loss is that you lost out on Charge of the Light Brigade going down from your number of Charge Light Brigades and your grass. Effectively, depending on if you play double Holiday or if you still play a Charge, you could have lost 2 to 3 power cards. Basically just meaning that the amount of explosive openings that they get is a lot fewer.
There it is, the Amatrix on the board with just one set card, it seems like. Bit of a pause here. Edu thinking hard. Oh no, it was actually Neg that was thinking hard. Discarding the Holiday here, as you mentioned. No second spell in hand, most likely. Going into the Shmita. I think that's pretty smart there to go into the Shmita.
Yeah.
To make sure that he has a play for next turn.
Yeah, definitely setting up.
Because if that's not a spell, that's a monster in his hand, right? Here goes the Pittori draw. Discarding the Jenny, he does have a Holiday in the graveyard. He can get that Shmita back if he does choose so, but doing the better play by banishing the Shmita and likely sending either the collab or a unveiling. Now, which one do you think is better to mill here?
What happened? He ran over the
Shmita, and then he
normal summon the Genny?
No, he discarded the Genny.
Pittori discarded the Genny. Okay,
yeah. And so he has that Masterpiece to get that second Genny from the deck.
yeah.
He can actually also.
His hand is so slow.
Really
like,
is.
If the set from Edu is the SSA, this could end up being a really big problem.
Okay. Here comes the Genny from Masterpiece. Unfortunately, he has to use up his Masterpiece this early, but he really doesn't have any more options. Like you said, pointed out that the deck is, or his hand is very slow right now, but that's kind of how the deck is now.
Yeah, I was just saying that while you were MIA.
Oh, okay.
Like the weak and average hands of the deck are still the same. The main loss the deck took was it lost out on the strong hands. It lost a lot of power cards. Like some people don't even play charge anymore, but even if you play the one, that's still only like you still lost grass and the second charge. He milled Raiden and Lila, so this is like not value mills there. This could be a recharge build if he's playing Raiden, or he could just be playing Raiden for as another tuner. But if like looking at 3 Lightsworns right now, he could potentially be playing like the Lumina with like solar recharges just to make up for the missing power.
Right. So, and I also want to ask, I think you let me know too. I would imagine the recharge build is probably better for this matchup. What do you say about that?
I don't know if the recharge build is still alive. I haven't tested it much, but
Okay.
the recharge build like in general has a better matchup here because of its ability to make Michael.
Yeah. Well, he does have the ability to make Michael in this deck as well.
Yeah, he can make it, but only in one way. If you hard draw Lila or Minerva and you mill the other one.
But he does have half of that there. If he can get an Edel on the board and keep this Minerva, which he probably will.
Yeah, exactly. If Minerva dies, and since Lila's already in the grave, then he can't make it at all. And Edu, seeing that, he's like, he is going for the whale because he knows that once he kills this Minerva, there's nothing that that Ned can do about it. One of the new things that this deck, the new tools Witchcrafter have though, kind of like the silver lining out of the ban list, is they got access to Cosmic Cyclone, which is something that they've never had. I don't think they've ever had access to Cosmic Cyclone.
No, so because they played charge at 3 at the very start. Well, it won't be huge here because he's playing Triple Storm. I don't think they really intended as a team from the strategy perspective to bring this deck into Crystron's primarily, but given that their counter did not work and they used up a repeat, they opted to send this. It's probably the best available deck to handle this matchup. However, as you mentioned, not looking that good for Neg 1. Very slow hand, and that Minerva's gonna die, then Lila's in the graveyard.
Well, he's starting to catch up. Look, so now he's going to tag into Veer. He's going to try to, instead of like outing the SSA, he's going to try to deny Edu's ability to access it. So now he'll negate the whale.
Right, with the Holiday in the hand.
Yep.
We don't know what his last card in hand is though.
Likely not a spell at this point, or it could be. Oh,
wow.
Edu was baiting that out. One of the biggest strengths of Wheeleater is the ability to kill Veer. A lot of decks struggle killing Veer, but one of the reasons Krishna's adopted Wheeleater and it's so popular now is because you can just pop it once it's off the field, and then Veer won't even be able to negate.
It isn't game though.
It is, because Coral Dragon still has its pop as well.
Oh. Wait, what did he pop with? Oh, he popped with the Wielder. I totally forgot that Wielder has that effect.
So when I was explaining
it
just now,
I completely went through my head because I was trying to read Wielder.
He's trying to comprehend the...
Yeah, I was processing what just happened. Edu is 5-0.
You guys ever open up Internet Explorer on accident and then you see like the loading?
Yeah, that was me. That was me. Yeah. And I actually took a nap before this game. And I was like, man, I'm actually going to have a good brain today for this game. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be energetic. No monotone. No bullshit. And, you know, I'm not doing...
He's monotone and he's bullshit.
I was doing a pretty good job until that moment. My brain just could not process that pretty simple, straightforward play
Taaha
there.
Blue screen.
Yeah, blue screen. Anyway, man, dude, FM up 5-2.
Yeah,
Crystron
all from Edu. You know, like some people, not me, some people would say that Edu is the best player on the team.
Yeah. Well, there's
I
a lot
would
of good
say
players on that team, so I could see.
Yeah.
I mean, Zeta, when he's active, he's really good.
Zeta's like pretty active right now. I don't,
Right.
maybe not like 100%, but like he's around.
On top of that, we have
Is
Senga,
this
one
gonna
of
be a
the.
repeat?
Well, I didn't get a. I don't think this is a repeat. Okay, it is.
Did they say?
Okay, it
it's
is.
a repeat?
It is. It's a repeat.
Did they say it?
Yeah. The referee pinged me.
Okay. Going first this time. Looks like he has something with a delay. Maybe Cosmic Cyclone or Unveiling.
Okay, Raiden this time. This is gonna help him play a lot. Oh my! Wow, he's playing Storms and CC.
Yeah.
And what matchups, Andy, is that Yami relevant? The attack defense.
Okay, so one cool thing about Storm with CC is that if you, so let's say your opponent has 3 back row, if you go Storm and you chain Cosmic, you'll be able to pop off your, so Cosmic hits 1 back row, then you destroy your Cosmic and your Power of Dark, and your Yami to hit the other 2 back rows. So it can clear, like that combination of cards can clear a full board. But that's only relevant if you can play.
And if you have the CCs not in your graveyard. He did mill also a Patronus.
He might actually have a CC in his hand, in a set. Just because there was a pretty solid delay.
Okay,
From what I could see on his draw phase.
I did join a few seconds later than you, so I think you were able to catch that.
Usually as the spectator, you won't be able to see the hourglass, but it was significant enough that like you could see that he was still in the draw phase after he drew a card. Or, yeah, after he drew a card.
Interesting.
Or after he didn't draw a card, because you don't draw during your first turn.
And anyone that has -1 on their roster right now, big manga essing, fantasy roster that is, -1, 0-1 right now to the hands of Idu. Many people have both on their roster, so they're gonna be a bit upset.
Doubling down.
I don't really agree with that. You know, putting 2 top talents from opposing teams on the same week, it just seems so risky because one of them is gonna do well and one of them is not, most likely. And we are seeing that very clearly here. Anyone that has Idu on their team, I mean, this is a player of the week level performance from what we can tell right now.
So there is the Sea Stealth attack. Setting it up right away. Probably playing around the storm that we saw in the previous game.
Right.
So, if I remember correctly, Neg made a tier list with Witchcrafter as tier 1. Does that mean that Krishrons are tier 0?
Yeah, I did mention that earlier, that he put Kristrons, I believe, tier 3. Well, now, to be fair, it was a tournament side deck tier list, but I think I asked him privately as well, asking, I think maybe I asked him on the Team Wars Talk, which, by the way, guys, if you don't know, Team Wars Talks, we're going to do it every week. It's going to be a sum up of the week. So if you guys are going to be busy this week, or you're watching this game right now, but you're busy later.
After Raiden passes Minerva pass, this is not even fair.
Can't even play the game.
There's the charge. He is playing the charge.
He is, but that's his only charge.
He wishes that was Holiday right now.
Oh yeah, he does. So anyway, Team Wars Talk, tune in on Tuesday, I believe.
This was
the summary.
This is the second repeat for tier 0, by the way.
This was the second repeat. I will fix that real quick. Yeah. Team Wars Talk's going to be on Tuesday. We're going to be covering all the matches for this weekend if you were going to be missing it. We're going to have some player interviews as well. See some familiar names for sure. And perhaps we might get Idu if he will be comfortable. But nonetheless, it's looking like it's 6-0, man. I don't know how to feel about it.
This is looking like a 10-0. Or 10-2, I guess. 10-0 for Idu, I'm saying.
Wow. And it's all because Chris bricked twice with blue eyes, and
Yeah.
you hate to see it.
When they needed him the most, he vanished. Just like that.
Last
if you
week,
blink, you missed him.
Last week, Tier 0 played Neo, and Chris went 1-2. Neo took a 7-5 lead. 8-6 lead. Neg1 came in, guys, last week with his team down 6-8, and he won 4 in a row. But this week, they won't have that luxury. It looks like -1 is going to lose right here. They do have Ime. Now, if you guys remember, Ime is one of the only players in Team War's history to win 8 or more games in a playoff game. Very, very small list of players that have ever done
He's
that.
also one of the few players to defeat a whole team single-handedly.
Oh, I thought it was a 9-1. 9-2, I mean.
No, I'm pretty sure he 10-1 them, right?
No, because remember it was 8-2, and then Godfather was like, we could still do this or something. Remember that meme? Wait, send it to me. I'll show it on the. I'll show it on.
I'll find it.
I mean, yeah. Wow, this Neg1 0-2. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. You could have
It can
not.
happen to anyone.
It can happen to anyone, that's for sure. But when you have a player like Edu on the other end who has just been playing terrific so far, you did mention that one questionable play going into the whale, but it worked out for him.
I can't find it. I don't have access to the server that whoever posted it in anymore.
I think you posted it in that group.
Oh, I didn't post it. Someone else posted it.
In the group chat. Reposted it
No,
a few days
I
ago.
don't think I did. I do not think so. Oh, maybe you did actually.
Well, if I did, then I would not ask you about the. Well, they still have super forms too, and they have Ime. Ime's coming in though. Man, you got to feel for -1 and Chris. Not being able to play the game at all.
-2
Negative
for how many wins he got.
and -3 if you're looking at the fantasy points. But we're coming in with Ime, DSOD Taaha Gardner. You know what this means. Restart Karakuri.
Yeah, I don't have it. Sorry.
Alright, no worries. We are in the next game. Oh man, he's thinking hard about whether or not to restart, and that worries me. He does have the merchant though. Perhaps he did not have the CC. That's why he was considering.
So one of the coolest things about, not the coolest, so one of the things about, like, some people argue that this deck is not nerfed because honestly the biggest nerf to this deck is not even True Nade. It's that they have to run 22 cards.
Yeah.
But the 22 card restart with 7 traps is probably better at going first than the True Nade version.
Right, and we did mention that earlier on in the stream. Especially the mirror match now is more of a coin flip than it used to be, just because going first.
He doesn't have the full combo. He just has merchant.
He doesn't have
Probably
the full combo. Now, Andy, we gotta pause for a second and rediscuss the situation at hand. Edu was sent into March's Karakuri deck. FM fully believes that this deck is a Karakuri counter. And the fact that Ime is coming in with Karakuri now either shows one of two things. A, that he has the proper text to deal with SSA like CC, or B, Tier 0 just disagrees.
I was going to say that I think it was not that Krishan's counter Karakuri, it's that they saw that specific Karakuri did not play Cosmic Cyclone, so they knew that it was weak to SSA. So they used it as an opportunity to send in Edu, knowing that March would not be able to answer Sea Stealth attack.
It would be a big risk to take though if they had not planned that. ahead of time.
But if MA's character deck does play Cosmic, that could change the matchup a lot.
We are interested in seeing the back row. Now, when March was playing his Karakuri deck earlier, we did see Karma Cut, Floodgate, and Offerings with Gold Dust. No back row hate from March that we saw. Andy, it's very interesting to see this week so far. In the first 2 games, we've seen more Karakuri than we did see from the first 2 games, or rather probably the first 5 games of last week, and Karakuri was even better last week. It's very interesting to see how teams have adjusted and are finally starting to realize how much of an impact it has on the Team Wars meta being so good of a deck.
Karakuri?
Right.
I think Karakuri is a very polarizing deck. It's very much in. So if you guys remember, like for hires or
Exams.
probably just for no, I'd say more so. It's hard to like compare the other ones to for hire, where it's just because the other ones don't really have a strong going first and going second. They usually have a preference. Whereas like Karakuri and for hire, they didn't care whether they went first or second. They're just very, I guess you can say sacky, right? Like they have a lot of power to them if you draw the right cards. In the past, this type of deck has been considered tier 0, but now it's not so much because the power level of the other decks and the versatility of other decks has kind of caught up. So,
Dear.
So he's chaining the Karma Cut now so that he can get some value out of it before the Citadel Whale is capable of negating.
Now, Andy, I want to
targeting
ask
effect.
you, do you think MA got this weekend when he said on Twitter that he was going to spend $1,000 to get prismatic from the
sure.
selection
He
boxes?
He showed me earlier. He showed me earlier what he got from the selection. This was one of them.
Oh, wow. You know what they say, man. You draw the prismatics more than the regulars, right?
Yeah.
That was a joke.
I mean, that is what they say, right?
True. What would you... what is your assessment of the game board right now, Andy?
Okay, so I think that unless the back row is, if the back row is CC and the hand is merchant, then Mark wins. Otherwise, he loses next turn.
Well, could he top deck into merchant?
No, he loses next turn. Like on
okay.
Edu's turn, he will be dead.
Okay. Fair enough. Thinking hard right now, though. That's perhaps a good sign.
This is very
It
difficult.
means he
it's a
might
very
have
difficult situation for MA because they have no more repeats. If he loses with this, like whatever deck his second deck is, they'll have to use it.
I can't believe Edu is 6-0 right now. I just cannot comprehend that fact. Who would have predicted such a thing? I mean, 6-2 FM tier 0, and he does have the
I was wrong.
Ninichi.
He could go into level 8. The set card could be Cash or Gamma Oil, and then he could draw into Cosmic Cyclone.
Well, if the Cash was... If the set was a Cash, he would have used it.
If the set was Cash, he would have used it. Oh, you're right, yeah. Going into Star Eater. Okay.
Okay, not bad, actually.
No, I think he loses.
Really. He's gonna protect the whale here, probably, right?
Yeah.
Duel Links Entertainment 197. Thank you so much.
He's gonna take the 3200 and then attack for and then go into Coral
I
Dragon.
believe that was right. Thanks a lot, man. Hope the tournament was great, guys. Make sure to check out Duel Links Entertainment. They host so many tournaments. A true
there's a lot
service
of
to the community that they do.
Players and Forbidden Memories fans in the chat.
For those tuning in right now, you have essentially missed a mammoth run from Edu. A 6-0 run from Edu with Mythic Depths SSA Cristrons. Tier 0 threw Blue Eyes at him. They repeated, they lost. -1, one of the best players in the world, comes in with Witchcrafter's Power of the Dark. Underwhelming hands both times, and he goes 0-2. And now Eme with a average hand turn 1 with Karakuri. And it looks like he's going to lose as well. Edu might be up 7-0. No one could have wrote this. Drowning one time. And there it is. Edu 7-0. My God. Andy, if you had to put a percentage out there of Tier 0 coming back from this game, what percentage would you give?
Are those don't exist, right? Negative percentages?
-1%.
No, it'd be a lot less than -1.
Yes, he's used Cristrons the entire time because he is 6-0 right now. He has not lost yet.
There's a higher chance that Edu knows this team than him losing both decks.
Wow. Okay, you guys heard that? Andy believes Edu is going to finish this war, most likely.
With this deck, unless he breaks, then I take it back.
Okay, second deck coming in, and we see Yami Yugi. We saw Yami Yugi earlier, Power of the Dark, and it was Witchcrafters. Now this one is 20 cards. Andy, don't tell me this can't be the deck we're thinking of.
Is it balanced?
No.
Oh, no way.
No way. No way, right?
That deck is dead.
There's no way this is E-Sabers, guys. Could be Magician Girls with Silent Magician and all that jazz. We don't know what it is.
Are you trying to say it's Magician Girls with Sorcery Conduit?
Yeah.
That would not make sense at all.
No. With D-Draw. With
Okay.
Alistair. Invoked Magician Girls with D-Draw. Not Sorcery.
I don't think that deck would use D-Draw. I don't know.
Yeah, what would it use, though?
I don't know, like Seal Tombs or something.
Oh, okay. Well, it can't play CC, though.
Oh, can't, you're right. But like Balance.
Balance.
Amy's toxic. There's a very rude person in the chat right now.
Well, what's new, man? It happens every week.
Yeah. Toxic.
I'm in awe right now. So for those joining in from the DLE stream, hope you guys had a great time there, and hopefully you all will have a fantastic time here. For those tuning in, let me give you guys a rundown of this game so far. Essentially, March started the match with a 2-0 run with Restart Karakuri, beating Sokram's RB deck first, then winning the mirror match, Karakuri mirror match versus Sokram. Edu was sent in Cristrons into March's deck. March was playing Karma Cut, Floodgate, Offerings, and Gold Dust in his Karakuri deck. Now, Chris came in to counter Edu after Edu went 2-0 with Blue Eyes, and Chris opened 2 sets both times. That's it. No stone. And so he essentially double bricked, and he went 0-2. -1 then comes in with Witchcrafter's Power of the Dark, and the first game very underwhelming, and -1 went second.
This is very bad for MA because he has no monsters. He just has 3 back row, and back row are pretty much they pretty much do nothing to see stealth attack. Actually, this could be Dark Magician
Oh, it could be.
with like a Curtain and Destiny draw.
If he does play CCs, it actually would not be too bad, but not with a turn 2 like that.
Well, I mean, it'd be all. If he had Circle, it would have been all right. We're not even sure if it's Dark Magician
Right.
yet.
So for those wondering about the Team Wars format, make sure to join first of all, join our Discord server if you are not there yet. We have highly competitive matches every week. Team Wars is the first competitive Duel Links league in Duel Links history, and it continues to meet high expectations of those players and owners and managers. As PDS mentioned in the chat, it is an Iron Man format, so you play one deck and you continue until you lose, then you switch to your second deck. There is also a repeat rule. If you lose with your first deck and you are 0-1, you can repeat that deck instead of playing your second deck to create a more competitive counterpick environment. Speaking of counterpicks, Tier 0 have not had much success with that this match so far. As I was saying earlier, -1 going 0-2 with Witchcrafters, and now MA 0-1, losing his first deck as Karakuri. And as I mentioned, that activating Floodgate, not looking good for him, Andy.
Okay, yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about, where back row is just completely useless in the face of Sea Stealth attack. Every time you use one, it's pretty much just to survive.
Ironically, you do say that Megami, but -1, who did play Witchcrafters in this match, I believe he thinks it's the best deck in the game, at least in tournament format. I don't know if he would say that in Team Wars, but that is game? Question mark? Mirror Wall. Okay, he's gonna get the D draw.
He's going to get Alistair and try to. So this could end up in a deck out because he's already used his impact, and we know he plays Rion, right? So this game could actually, no, he can't even win by deck out. Actually, no, he could. Yeah, this could become a deck out win.
Yeah, he does have a bunch of water monsters in the grave to use for Alistair fodder.
Exactly, and he'll be able to recycle the Alistair over and over again in order to make sure that his deck count is higher than Edu's. Yeah, I'm not sure if Edu has an out. Yeah, Edu has an out to this. I'm trying to think. Like, this will become a very long game if that's the case. But,
You have quite the point there, actually, Andy.
yeah, like he's already used the impact, so this could be.
And we know he's playing one Rion, one impact, as we saw in the other duels.
Honestly, if he wins by deck out, this was a huge throw on Edu's part.
Ooh,
He heard.
the call out.
I mean, maybe he heard me say that he was gonna go 10-0, and he's just like, "Nah, Andy, I'm not." That was kind of a misplay on Mark's part, I think. I don't think I would attack the Rosenix because now he could potentially Rion to recycle his deck, right?
He is playing one Rion, one impact, as we've seen
Yeah, like,
multiple times. Now,
your
chat.
win count here is surely deck out.
Well, for MA, yes, but chat is trying to correct you here, Andy. They're saying that Sam D is the win con for Edu here. What do you have to say about that?
How is Samurai Destroyer an out? You attack with Samurai Destroyer, and then what do?
I don't know. I'm just relaying the chat information to you because I don't understand their argument anyway.
I understand that if you attack with Samurai Destroyer, the Casitas is negated, but
Right.
you can't do anything. Or actually, you attack with Samurai and then...
Attack with a level 5 plus.
Is that how it works?
It negates for the whole battle phase,
Yeah,
is
that's
what
that's what I was about to- that's
Blue
what I was
Magic
about
just
to
said.
try.
Well, there you go. Andy just being corrected in front of 300 plus people. How do you feel right now, Andy?
360.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I feel like.
And he just got schooled by blue magic. I haven't heard.
Okay. Okay, that's fair then.
Don't worry,
Alright.
guys. We'll
The thing with Samurai Destroyer is that he has 3 backgrounds. Samurai Destroyer isn't immune to, isn't like protected by SSA, the same way that
definitely
like
a
the
good
other
point.
water monster would be, yeah. And he's thinning out his deck even more. Oh, he's trying to do the play now. Does he have Rosenex in the group? He does, right? Yeah. I guess this is the play that the chat was talking about. So this will give Edu a bit of a chance because the Coral Dragon will be able to pop one of the back rows. So if he can potentially snipe the right one, then he can do the chat play. Oh, he's using Sea Stealth Attack now. Maybe going into Aquarium? I really don't agree with this. Because now he can, the Coral Dragon can get floodgated as well. Oh.
There it is, the token.
Did he already use Coral Dragon? Oh, he did, okay. That's
Right.
why. Yeah.
Sam D imminent.
There's no way this resolves, right?
Well, we're about to find out.
And in addition, yeah.
There's
yeah,
the
see, now
flood.
it's- Goodbye.
Good night, bye. The whale coming back, but you know, not gonna do much here with that Casitas on the board, man.
So one thing that's funny is that this Casitas actually can't kill the Samurai Destroyer right now. Because if it attacks, it'll flip up and then the effect will be applied and then Casitas gets negated and then the attack doesn't go through.
Very cool tip. Point out there, actually. I feel like you'd expect it to be so obvious.
Edu doesn't because his deck count is higher, but if MA just waits to like discard Alistair and then activate Invocation and then shuffle the Alistair back, he can increase his deck size over Edu's. And not to mention that now that the Samurai Destroyer is face down, he can like he's clogged, so he won't be able to make a bunch of Rion synchros that can potentially let him increase his own deck size.
Now, to those wondering in the chat, the only impact that Edu plays, because we know he's playing Rion and Impact, is in the grave. The
I
impact.
don't think we saw Lance out of Edu.
We did. Edu won a game with Lance. Remember the very first
you're
game.
right. Yeah, very first one, yeah.
So he is playing
But-
Lance, but he didn't have it.
But what would Lance accomplish?
He does have an Alistair in hand, the same Alistair that he used to summon the Casitas.
He's not going to thin his deck out anymore because he needs to keep it in his hand so that he can increase his deck size. But why does Lance do anything?
I think he means so he can go into another MD, I suppose.
Why does... What?
I don't know. I'm trying to understand myself how Edu has a way to win this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to figure something out.
There's always a secret win con. Yeah. You unplug their Ethernet.
Man,
That
Edu
is-
is
yeah,
7-0
wait
with Crystron. I still can't wrap my head around it. It's actually insane. But yet
It's
so
crazy,
unfortunate.
After all of this, we still don't know what Mark's deck is.
Oh yeah.
And we don't know if it's Magician Girl, it could be Roids, it could be like this Element Saber, we have no idea.
You know,
And we might not ever find out, to be honest.
well, if he wins, we're gonna find out.
How do we? Oh, well, we might not find out this game.
Right, but well, perhaps we might because he's gonna start discarding cards next turn.
Yeah, but he's just going to discard Alistair's.
Oh yeah, you're right. The 5-head play.
Like maybe he'll keep one in hand in case of Quarion.
This
Like,
card.
just to-
This card will be limited to one
it
to
is-
improve the pacing of duels.
I mean, to be fair, this could be 3. It is Magician Duels, by the way.
Yeah, I
To
just
be
saw
fair,
that.
this could have been 3 Casitas, you know? The Great Wall.
Oh yeah, the Great Wall of Casitas.
Yeah.
Not even Genghis Khan can penetrate that.
Yeah.
Bad history joke, I guess.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, to those that are new to Team Wars, I saw some questions asking about the format. Feel free to ask anything you want. We have a lot of Team Wars staff in the chat and a lot of veteran Team Wars players that can help you and answer your questions. If you have any questions about this game, I can also help answer that. I am reading the chat. And finally, if you're not in our Discord server, be sure to join in. If you don't like pings, then first thing you want to do when you join in is do !stream. But other than that, we hope you have a good time. And hopefully we'll see some sort of comeback from Tier 0 here. Very unfortunate for them, but quite impressive for Edu. There's the berry.
Yeah.
And making room here.
Yeah, using double SSA to make room so that he can potentially. I think he's trying to make Quarion to try to attack over the Casitas.
Well, he has 9 turns to win here, so still some time.
Less now. Oh, but he had to do that. So the big brain play here would just like negate the tuner. And then all the monsters go to the grave.
Wait, I don't even think Quarion is 3000 attack though, Andy.
Oh, you're right, it's 28.
Oh, it's 28.
But he can pop his own Umi? That's not good either. Yeah, I don't know anymore. This is looking pretty hopeless.
Well, nonetheless, Edu is doing a very good job at trying to prolong this.
He's trying to clear the graveyard. Okay, I see. So I think Edu actually had a way to win this game, but not anymore. What he could have done is he could have waited for Mark to make a Purgatrio, assuming that he only plays one fire monster, and then he could have banished the Purgatrio with the Apple Magician Girl in the graveyard, and then he would have been able to make it so Mark couldn't make Purgatrio anymore, and then he would deck out.
Well, the main question is, would Mark make Purgatrio if he knew he can sit on a Casitas?
Well, he has to increase his deck. Like he needs
Oh,
to
right.
make. Yeah.
I thought he was going to actually opt to make the Earth instead. But I suppose either way that makes...
He probably would at some point, but he can only make... Like, I don't know if he plays 2.
Okay, here it is. Alistair gonna be forced out here.
Yeah.
Now... Oh, this might be game.
Yeah.
2 Alistairs is not enough.
But he can probably make a Purgatrio.
Can't save the mirror wall though, only 1125 life points. But he most likely has at least 2 Alistairs in hand here. And a Purgatrio or a Magellanica is pretty imminent here.
Probably has Lance, I would assume. From,
Now, I think if
Edu's
I'm
side.
Edu, I don't even care about the W anymore. What I want to do is prolong this duel as much as possible so I can see as much as possible from MA.
That's what we call a loser mentality. Edu is definitely trying to win this game.
Well, I mean,
It's okay. It's okay.
if Edu
okay,
knows there's no way to win, then definitely the
Oh,
mentality
no, he's
should
trying.
be.
He's trying his hardest. Oh, current.
It is good to know.
I think we're gonna see the current.
No way.
What do you mean, no way? This is definitely current. There's no way that he wastes his Alistairs here.
2 floodgates, 2 mirror walls, 1 needle ceiling that we've seen so far. Triple Alistair. This is game.
With current? I don't think it's game without current, right? Oh, actually, it might be.
This is
25.
why Andy does not have a mathematics major, folks. It may taking a game after Edu's.
2450. You can't make me calculate stuff with 50 in this. That's too much.
Well, there you go, guys. Edu finally falling. But he's going to be coming back with his second deck. But finally, man, Ime from Tier 0 getting his name on the board. And it's going to be 7-3. They need a miracle to make a comeback. But the least they want to do here is at least salvage some R&D so that they don't get as big of a hit on the table. On the division table. Carly Carmine.
Probably. Oh, I know what this is already because we scrimmed on. This. I won't say
Restart.
it. Yeah. So it's restart spellbooks. I'm kidding.
This guy. This guy restarts spellbooks. Okay.
What was Edu?
Damn, he opened Inishi with Merchant.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
Pretty much what happened in the scrim too.
Right now, Magician Girls versus Karakuri. We haven't seen that matchup a lot so far. Maybe a little bit in
never seen
tournaments.
that matchup.
Well, no.
That matchup never existed in the.
Okay, well, for the record, there's been 5 tournaments since the ban list hit. So I was gonna say
Okay.
that we've seen it a little bit in tournaments because, I forgot who it was. Someone got top 8 in the meta weekly or a battle phase with Magician Girls, and they played Silent Magician. I forgot who it was. Someone can tell me in the chat. But we did see that matchup then. With
Oh,
very
okay.
limited data. And I have no idea how this matchup is, but all I know is that Karakuri going first is definitely a plus.
Yeah. The new Karakuri deck is so much better at going first than it is at going second.
Cash-in here is just oof. I think he actually saves the cash-in though for his own turn.
We saw a needle ceiling, right?
We did see needle seal. We saw 2 mirror walls, 2 floods, and 1 needle. This might be their
So-
Kara counter, potentially.
I actually picked up on a cool. Actually, no, I won't say it.
Okay.
I decided not to say it.
And I feel bad for everyone, including myself, that didn't put Edu on their fantasy team league for this week. Edu
Did you not put him
7-1.
on your team?
My
Wait,
fantasy.
did you put?
I put
did you
negative
Neg
1, dude. I chose between Neg 1 and Edu. I chose Neg 1.
Yeah,
But
it's okay.
we all gotta take our L's sometimes. For those wondering, I'm talking about Fantasy League. Here in NA, you may have heard of Fantasy League before. We have one for Team Wars. Subscribers only. Essentially, I'll show after this game a graphic that explains Fantasy League. But if you want to see the graphic now, you can type !fantasy in the chat. You basically have 12 players. You pick those, 12 players from any teams, and you get points based on how the players do. So I put -1 on my team this week, and he went 0-2. So that's not good for me. because I'm gonna get negative points. But someone else may have put Edu on their team. Edu's gonna give them a lot of points because he went 7-1. And so
What's the maximum number of points you can get?
I think if a player goes 10-0, you can get 12.5.
Wow.
Yeah. For comparison's sake, Fiendish Chain. We didn't see that before.
Prismatic.
Prismatic, he probably got that this weekend.
Yeah, actually, I think he already had that.
Oh wow. He probably made it prismatic from early.
Yeah.
So
Let me check. Oh yeah. Yeah, not this weekend. He
well,
already had
Zombot, I'm glad you're enjoying it. The reason it's subs only is because we need something to fund the prize pool. A lot of it is our own donated money from our sub pool that we get from every season. Of course, part of the sub pool goes to the referees who ensure that there's no cheating going on. For the record, there is unlimited duel rooms are legal.
Very hard matchup for Karakuri. Like a Berry Magician Girl. How do you get? Oh, that's
Yeah.
not- How do you get over that?
Cash in.
Yeah, that's the only way. But then then he has 3 back row.
Well, Zomban, if you want to get started, !fantasy, join the Discord and subscribe. It's how we fund the prize pool. Karma Cut. Probably on the chocolate here so that he doesn't have to worry about the effect later. Back to the apple. Keep in mind the Star Eater is under Fiendish Chain right now.
Now he can put the Berry into attack position. And then he can just do it the other way around, right? Like
Right.
Berry into chocolate into apple.
Double Karma Cut so far that we've seen. He
Yeah.
discarded the second Karma Cut.
Like, okay, he can have in, but then once he has in, Mark has 2 back row. So it's like one monster is already forcing you to use multiple cards to deal with it. You've used a Karma Cut and that, and you'll probably now he's gonna, jeez, going into Purg.
Yeah, Purg is just so disgusting in this matchup. Gives you so much
Interesting
board
that he's
control.
setting it like he's playing super safe around a lance. That's like a lot of extra caution there. Usually I probably wouldn't care about it just because it could be cosmic. They might not even play anything.
Oh, he's not.
He's denying a gamma oil.
Do you think he might be going into double invocation play here?
No, I don't think so.
Can go into the Purg as well.
I think he's going into the Magelenica knowing that Purg probably won't get the win anyways. So right now he's starting to deny resources. He's getting rid of the synchros. In that sense, I could see potentially 2 Magelenicas in his extra deck.
Yeah, a lot of people are playing 2 Magelenicas, which is why when you said current, I was saying that I don't think so.
Okay.
It's you play 3 of the searchers, the berry, and it helps so much with stalling. This is the new control deck, guys. Potentially, if it is able to compete with a good deal of the meta. I mean, we'll see more this weekend in the MCS, but was that his top deck?
No, he had that.
Okay. He probably got it from the level 5, Oh, he didn't even go into the level 5.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's right.
His turn one. It was like I
The
think it was
Nishi
either
Merchant.
part of the turn one or he drew it last turn. When he had a full board.
Yeah. Well, there's the level 7 coming in soon. You think he might go into Sam D here instead of the?
He's definitely going to Samurai.
Yeah.
So that he can kill the berry.
Oh my God, Floodgate. Man, if he's playing Trishula here, that would be huge.
Can't summon it this turn anyway.
No, yeah, definitely not this turn, but he is quite clogged right now, and I'm gonna be honest, like, deck out is probably a solid win count here.
I mean, there's no need to go for deck. Like, you can go for deck out while going for a real win condition too, right?
Right.
Like, he can still attack the merchant here. It's relatively free. He can't do much with one zone anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, that one zone is merchant right now, and we're seeing the Alistair summon. I think this is when the perk comes in and tries to...
Yeah, now that even if you have traps, you're kind of defenseless, now is when the perk is going to come in.
Perk is actually lethal over the merchant as well.
Yeah, that's true. So this is what I'm talking about, like playing to multiple win conditions. Like it's not like you have to fully commit to the deck outright. Like you can still keep that win alive while.
Right. It's gonna be a 4,300 perk with Alistair. 3,300 right now.
Well, that's exact, right? No, that's
no, it's 500 over.
Yeah, it's 28. Yeah.
So for those wondering about fantasy, I'll get that graphic up after this game, but for now, I think we're about to see lethal unless there is a third karma cut set here, in which case
it could be a lot of things.
Okay, there is a Phoenix chain, as you hopefully wholly predicted. There's a Phoenix chain on the Purgatory, but still not a lot that Edu can really do with this board unless he's able to get some sort of spaces up on the spaces open. If he hard draws the invocation, he can actually go into another purg, but that would be the only way he can. I think the deck actually only plays 2 purg. Because of that limitation.
He has 7 extra deck. So
2
he
purg,
could do
2 Magellanica, 1 Kaliga, 1 Kasai. You're right. Maybe 1 Trishula? Yeah. I'm not sure.
I don't see a reason not to play triple purg.
Right. Well, the only thing is that you have to use purg to go into the usually the second, and then the second purg get you into the
yeah, but that's the grind game, right?
Right. No, you're completely correct. That I think the list that I saw that topped the tournament this week played 2-2-1-1 with Trishula.
He's poor.
Okay, I think he has an invocation. There it is. Invocation coming in. Is he gonna go for game again? He doesn't have game over the... Actually, 1500 defense. He does have game over the level 5, which is floodgated right now. Now, for reference, his graveyard is 2 merchants, so 1 more merchant still in the deck, but no more level 5s that he has access to. So merchant isn't as valuable as it normally would be at this point in the game.
This game was over a long time ago. It's just a matter of like ending the game.
But it is valuable for FM to be able to see what cards they're playing.
This list that you're talking about uses 6. That only has 6 extra deck.
Oh, I guess he didn't get the 7th.
Yeah.
Because the 7th, this was post-ban. You found the list that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I found it.
Which tournament was it? Oh, he does have offerings.
You're talking about Anthox?
Oh, it was Anthox. Of course it was Anthox.
What do you mean, of course? What are you trying to say?
He loves that deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he can go into another purg if he's playing 3, which, like you said, most likely is. I'm a bit surprised, Andy. I didn't expect this to be the deck that would be making the reverse comeback here. I know it's only 2 games, but...
Looks like it's going to be a long war, but...
Props to MA. Hey, I mean, look. We're only an hour and 52... Okay, I shouldn't say only, but...
only an hour and 52 minutes, and we still have 10 more lives to go.
Oh, okay, come on. I'm quoting you from earlier, Andy. You said that there's a higher chance that Edu... that at Tier 0 loses than Edu losing both of his decks. Now, I know they're just predictions, and no one can be correct all the time.
I didn't say that there's no chance.
Right. And I'm not trying to mention that to flame on you. I'm mentioning that because it implies that you agree that the chances of Tier 0 winning, not even just Imei beating Idu. The fact that
Yeah, the problem is it took so many lives for them to get this result.
and FM still has 2 repeats too.
Oh, there's another finish and it's dragging out even longer.
This is good for Idu. He's able to see.
Survive, but
No, he's able to see more cards.
oh, okay.
And I think for FM, like, come on, from an FM standpoint, you have 2 repeats left. You need to see as much as you can from this deck. I mean, we saw. Think about it this way, Andy. We saw that needle ceiling earlier.
Yeah.
Had we not seen that, that could have changed.
I don't know. Like,
Potentially-
even without the needle feeling, it looks like a really hard matchup.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
just
not.
like
I'm not saying
you have to
this.
use the on the berry, and then once you do that, they'll just have another trap, right? Like,
Right, and I'm not trying to say, you know, you'd send Karakuri into this if you didn't see the needle ceiling. I mean, clearly a lot of back row is can be very tough for.
I feel like FM is the type of team that would bring Dark Magician. I don't even remember if they used it in the scrim, but I don't know. They just feel like a Dark Magician team.
You know, my prediction is that the next deck will be either Blue Eyes or Dark Magician. That's my prediction.
By the way, did Sokrum bring Ritual Beast?
He did. First deck.
Okay. What was the second one? Or did he repeat?
Karakuri.
No, he didn't repeat.
Karakuri.
Okay.
Lost the mirror match.
Did oh wow. So Ritual Beast lost to did he not open the combo or something?
No, he went second.
Oh. Rip. That's a rip. Like how did Ritual Beast lose the character? Oh, he went second. Oh, okay.
Well, no. I thought you were talking about the mirror match. Ritual Beast also went second against a full combo with Kanahawk.
What did Edu use offerings on? Or did he just go?
His own monster.
Okay.
He used it on the... No. Sorry, I apologize. He used it on the Purgatrio, remember?
Okay.
Yeah. We were talking about him using it on his own monster. Well, briefly. Indirectly. Kat was talking about it.
Yeah, I think even if he has 3, it's not enough to make up for the missing deck count.
I mean, to the person named "Why Do I Die So Much" in chat, it's pretty much how Invoked has been since it came out. I mean, even Neos was playing Fiendish Chain at one point. Neos Invoked. It's just Cassius is like that. It's that type of card.
I mean, it's not even Cassius. Like you can say why is he not doing anything, but he like both of his monsters are Fiendish Chain. What can he do, right?
Right.
It's not like he doesn't want to attack. He was trying to attack. His monsters got Fiendish Chain.
Now keep in mind though, Andy, the previous duel was literally Cassius control, and for a good part of this duel, we did see.
That was a specific thing to that matchup.
I know.
It's not.
I'm just providing the perspective of the gentleman in the chat.
Yeah.
It's just something that I suppose people have been fed up for a year. I don't personally mind. I think having a deck like Invoked is very healthy.
Oh, he's choosing the stall. Okay.
Yeah, the Fiendish Chain is... This one is not targeted on anything.
You can't even Fiendish Chain Magelenica. Right. Is it Magelenica or Magelencia? Magelenica.
Magelenica. Come on, Andy. The deck's been out for a year.
Yeah, but who doesn't just call it Mag?
Not me.
Not you. Try hard.
Now, the Magelenica actually, with this deck, helps with the stall factor a lot. I mean, 3300 is really hard to get over.
I was actually wondering, the Earth Fusion was actually really hard for Karakuri to deal with before the ban list. Like, the only ways they could really deal with it was either Gold Dust or like offerings. But with their actual engine, they had a really hard time getting over it.
Right, because they can't even berate into attack because it's 3000. Not to mention the Alistair in hand.
They can't berate into defense because it's 3300.
Oh,
There's the offerings.
Actually, really funny. So in this room, you do gift Wana game because on 0 cards in deck he offerings his own monster twice, and then the opponent used regulation of the tribe calling machine, and then he summoned back Canadian attack for game
Oh wow.
through the
So,
regulation.
Very
It was, like,
important
the
to
most
note. Ido using offerings here so that he can survive another turn since he'll skip a
Yeah.
draw phase. And this is important, not because we know Ido's gonna have a chance to win. He has no chance to win.
Yeah, he's forcing Mark discard more cards and reveal
And
more
we
of his
did
deck.
see something important here. We see an second Apple Magician Girl. He's not playing one, he's playing two.
You're right.
So that is very important information, actually. This means that there's a higher chance of having that turn 2 perg in May's deck. Not by a great margin, great difference, but still nonetheless very important. Now, if you play send a deck into this now, oh, there's the needle sealing. Mark was like, man, I already showed it to you last duel. I might as well use it now. And just, wow. 1 chain, 1 needle sealing, 3 floods. It's a confirmation he's playing 3 floods with 2 apple, most likely 2 Magellanica. But I'm inclined to say if he's playing 2 apple, maybe he's only playing 1 Magellanica.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, a May winning with Magician Girls. FM was up 7-2 at one point, and now it is 7-4. User still has super forms, and FM has to find a way to deal with this deck. Sengao coming in immediately, man. They were ready.
So MA is 2-1 now.
MA is 2-1 now. And Edu, man, let's take a moment and talk about, or just recognize his run. 7-2.
The player of the week guy.
Yeah, potentially player of the week. That's the best 7-2 I've seen this season so far. I've got to say that.
Wow. No
What?
comment. Nothing.
What happened?
Nothing.
Didn't MedZR also go 7-2 last week? That's 6-2.
No, he went 6-2.
Oh, okay.
And then APK starter went 7-2.
Who?
Um,
I was kidding. Anyway.
So, 26 card Power of Dark, probably Witchcrafter? Yeah, it's Witchcrafter.
Alright. Now, what do you say about this matchup? We saw Needle Sealing, we saw Floodgate, and we saw Fiendish Chain. And
So Needle Sealing is trash against Witchcrafter.
right. Well, I'm just pointing out what we saw.
Yeah.
But Floodgate is good.
Floodgate is pretty good. I think the new builds of Witchcrafter play Trish, do they? They have a flex spot now in their extra deck, but I think they're just playing more synchros. Yeah, they're just playing more synchros now. Weird.
Man, look at Tier Zero's. Oh, I'll fix that. Sorry, guys.
Why did
I was so used to typing O2 for Tier Zero's roster that I accidentally just out of habit put another O2.
I was even like, hey, isn't Mark 2-1? And you're like, oh yeah, O2.
Well, I want to be clear. I mean, guys, again, Tier Zero's had their share of bad luck. I was just, joking there.
So one of the things that Witchcrafter can do versus any Invoke matchup is that they can cycle the Pitori and Shmieta in a way that disallows Invoke from fusing with them. Like you can tag them out during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase so that they never get the chance to fuse with your Witchcrafters, and then on your turn you will have banished them before their following turn. So that's a really cool thing you can do to kind of like get value from your Witchcrafters without giving your opponent value.
Now, one thing very important I want to note. Someone in the chat says, why would you play Witchcrafters against back row? Well, The field spell should
All he
give
means is
you
playing so-
exactly a field spell should give you a very good indication of why they play Storm now with Power of the Dark. And we saw I believe 3 CC from -1 as well. So he was playing probably 3 Storm, 3 CC, and we could expect the same from or something similar with the Storm, 3 Storm from Sengao. Although I don't know if we'll see the same about the CCs, but it looks like Sengao did open a little bit better than Neg1 did in his first game.
Oh, but he's not open. He doesn't have Storm. The problem with Neg's hand was that he had too many Storms the first
Right.
game.
And perhaps that was, you know, a indication of him just playing too many back row hate. I'm sure Neg tested the deck thoroughly. Just very unfortunate that he drew everything and not enough Witchcrafter cards. Rather, Witchcrafter spells. But for those, you know, while we do have some time, for those that have just joined us now, the summary of this match has been so far, Edu, he went 7-0 with Crystron, 7-1 with Crystrons. And man, Tier 0 was up 2-0 at one point, but once Edu came in, haven't been able to get themselves on the board. However, Ime is now 2-1 with this Magician Girls deck, something that we haven't seen been meta since ever. I mean, maybe since it came out, it was meta for the first week.
Relevant, right?
Yeah, versus Dark Lords.
Yeah, for the finals of Season 5 Team Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
back when Cassius was at 3. Yeah, definitely, that deck was relevant for a few weeks.
Before Purgatory, yeah.
Before Purgatory. That was the triple current era.
I don't even think they were using current yet. Current became really popular when Purgatory came out and the deck was at full power.
Ah, okay. Well, nice looking Prismatic Patronus. There's the Storm.
Jeez.
And the Unveiling.
Yeah,
Full
chaining the
clear.
Unveiling to get the full right, yeah.
Not looking good for Ame now. What do you think that
Yeah.
set is? It might be Apple.
I think it's Alistair. He just
Okay.
didn't have anything to use with. Oh my god.
Wow. That is
see-
game.
Are we gonna see Gungnir? Gungnir was a card that was popular when like the Lightsworn Witchcrafter first became a thing and they used to play Raiden over Minerva. But after people started playing Minerva over Raiden, you couldn't make Gungnir anymore. But now that people play Raiden again, maybe Gungnir's a thing.
In his graveyard, he has Patronus, Unveiling, Masterpiece. Masterpiece was the set card, I believe, that just got destroyed. 2 Unveiling, actually, and Yenny.
He has everything.
Yeah, literally everything he needs, plus a Raiden with the Pittori on the field. He can go into every Gungnir's another option you mentioned, and unfortunately, can't go into Michael here, but he's gonna go Arcanite actually.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is not a game. This turn.
No, it is. He has Masterpiece in the grave.
His what?
Masterpiece.
It just got sent to the grave this turn from
Did it?
Storm.
Okay.
Right. So he doesn't. Unless he.
Holiday's back a monster.
Yeah.
What's that game right there? Collaboration.
Yeah. Now that. No, it's still not.
Yeah, that
Now
is
it's game.
cool.
Now it's game. Now it's game. Yeah. Well, he's gonna go Genny either way, just to collab the second there. Not quite sure why. I suppose maybe it's just a. Is that no
Wait.
delay?
Is that a real replay? I have to see this.
What did he say?
He said that the best replay of all time is Magellantica triple current, triple Alistair, 23,600 damage, exact lethal over Kaiba Corp Bling Dark Lords.
Holy crap!
I have to see this.
Oh yeah, same here, dude.
Send it to us, Sniffus. We'll play it.
Well, for those wondering, we finally have some time to put in information about Fantasy League.
We know you've all been asking about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Chat really was curious about it. Make your own teams with 12 players in Team Wars. A lot of people this week chose Edu and -1. Some people have Zeta and Gao, Sen Gao on their team. If you have Edu on your team, you're going to get a lot of points. You earn points based on the performances. Fortunately, if you had -1 on your roster, you went negative points, like me, Rise in Silence. And Edu, however, going 7-2, I believe that's a 6.5 points, which is a lot. And the entrant with the most points will win over $250. We are now going to be going into our next game. FM up 8-4. This is a last man standing situation with super forms coming in hot with Karakuri potentially.
If there was a deck.
That could streak. Go first every time, Forehead. Oh no, he's restarting. That's.
I mean, that might not be a bad thing. Set 2 pass. Okay.
Oh, also, Andy, notice how Sen Gao's playing 26 cards. Witchcraft.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
It's
Oh, look at that mat, though. He definitely grinded for that. We're about to find out whether he grounded the new meta, though. Is he going to be able to win this game? Now, he did restart. It doesn't look like it. I think he's letting his team know about the unfortunate re-brick. Man, this has been the story of this game so far. Other than Edu's,
I think they break like
half their
4 or
duels.
5.
Half their duels. 100% so far.
At least 4.
Now, sometimes it can be the team's fault for bringing an inconsistent deck and bricking, but you wouldn't expect to brick multiple times with that same deck, right? For example, Chris brought Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
We know historically Blue Eyes is not the most...
a repeat into it and it bricked again.
Right, and you would expect, statistically speaking...
Wait, what's he? He didn't have to do that, right?
He probably has game. Maybe he has Edel and Collab in hand?
No,
Okay.
like he could have... Didn't have to set a card. I guess it doesn't matter because he has a collaboration. But I was saying, like, he could have just left the collaboration in his hand. For the unveiling.
Man, I feel so bad for Tier 0 right now, guys. Chris
It's actually, like, it's even game on board, because next turn he'll just collab his Veer and then attack.
Wow.
Actually, maybe not. Like, maybe that's a Karma cut, and then he top decks Merchant.
As I was saying, Chris bricked twice with Blue Eyes. -1, I wouldn't say it was a brick, but -1 didn't open amazing in both of his Witchcrafter games, especially underwhelming in his first game. I did update the score though. It is 8-4 right now. And Super Forms...
Actually, I think Gao messed up.
Oh, Sen Gao's score should be 1-0. I'm
because he could have
so focused on casting it. Sorry.
He just kept the collaboration in his hand with the Vittori. It would have given him an extra. He'd be further into the game, even though it doesn't look like there's much that super forms can do.
Hallowed Barrier was in the deck and Glow Up Bulb.
We saw Hallowed Life Barrier, Glow Up Bulb.
Yes, this is Karakuri. This is 100% Karakuri.
Yeah.
From Super Form.
You can tell because he didn't do anything on his first turn.
Yeah, Chris bricked 2 games in a row. -1.
Bricked his second.
No, I think -1 bricked the first game.
No, he bricked the second one. The first one he just opened.
Okay, I mixed them up.
doubles.
Oh, okay. Right. Still not a good hand.
It's alright.
March is probably the only player that didn't brick, I guess. Oh, he bricked once with re-brick, but...
Arc didn't brick either.
Who? Oh, MA. Yeah. Now here's the thing, guys. Last week, similar happened with Tier 0, where Chris bricked 2 out of 3 duels with Witchcrafters. This is pre-nerf, by the way. And another player on the team, I can't remember who it was, also bricked. But -1 was able to make a comeback down 6 and 8 to win 4 in a row against Neo. They definitely need something like that from Superforms here, but Superforms is only going to have one deck to do it, because it looks like this is over for Superforms. Now, you start to wonder, right? Is it truly consistent bad luck, or is it a fault in deck building, right? These players are going to get together after this game, assuming that they are not going to be able to come back here. It's going to be very tough to come back. And they may need to reassess the consistency levels of their deck. I'm sure they've tested a bunch, and I'm not saying that they have bad builds, but it's definitely going to need to be a topic of discussion. Like, are we building our decks, not consistent enough in a one deck format with outside? Are we perhaps not bringing the right decks?
Lucky War, but like, I think they went with the high risk, high reward strategy, especially in like a new meta. It's hard to tell what is like the right way to go.
Right.
They went with high risk, high reward strategy, and it's not paying off right now because they're not drawing the hands. Oh, I think I have the replay. Let me double check to make sure that it works before I send it to you.
Oh my god, he has a CC.
This is pretty much just like -1, the one that he was using.
Right.
But that it's working is the difference.
Yeah, it's working because Tsengao actually was able to draw his cards. Okay, this actually might not be... Well, he can go into Edel Collab in that game. Actually, what's the set card? I haven't been...
What do you mean?
Yeah, actually, it should be... Okay, he's going into there. Wait. Okay, he has a spell in hand. It doesn't matter. This is going to be lethal right here. Nine to 4. I don't even think PDS expected this. I'm going to be completely honest here. PDS probably like, holy shit. Alright, 9 to 4. Karakuri first deck. What we saw earlier was that Crystron's was the second deck of March. With Karakuri as the first deck. Now the question is, does Superforms have his own Crystron's? And if that's the case, Andy, I would say they have a chance to make it back. Because after what we saw from Edu...
I don't think I've ever seen Superforms play Crystron's.
Yeah, that's also a good point. But he's coming in with the next deck.
Unfortunately.
Think it might be Blue Eyes again?
No, I'm saying the replay that Sniffers was talking about doesn't work.
Oh yeah, of course, the game is old as hell.
Yeah, unfortunately. Someone should have uploaded it to YouTube.
Oh my god, it is Crystron's.
Oh wow. I don't think I've ever seen Superforms play Crystron before. It's obviously Mermills.
I've never seen him play Crystron's either. But this is the deck they needed, right? I would say in this situation, given what we saw this war, this might be the deck they needed.
Yeah. Wow, he opened Holiday. So this is pretty good hand. Like, it's not charge, which is... That's what I was saying. Like, they lost out on like the super premium hands with like charge and grass. But they still have these like pretty good openings with like Holiday and like a red or blue.
For the record, guys, FM beat 12 o'clock cheaters
10 to 2?
10 to 4 last week. and they're looking to do a repeat of that 10-4 this week right now with this 9-4.
Their RD is going to be insane.
They're looking scary this season, man. You always look at FM in the beginning of the season, you see them have a very shaky start, historically speaking, except for season 5 when they went 8-2. And I'm gonna be honest, man, this is looking like an 8-2 season so far from FN. They've collectively played very well. Sokram unfortunately going 0-2, but you know, what can you do when you go second twice against Karakuri, and you know, maybe opening RB not the best strategy, but
I mean, what else does he play?
yeah, open Edu instead, right? Obviously,
yeah, they could be too. All right. So, pretty good for.
oh
pretty
my
good.
god.
Oh, never mind. He has something that. That's so bad because usually when you do that play, it means you have whale in your hand. So now obviously you're not going to summon the whale anymore, but then you're also kind of defenseless in terms of not having a tuner. Fakers. PDS was the mastermind, creating a perfect division for himself, with noob teams like DZ and Neo. I mean, what?
Someone asked when FM is gonna win. Diego said it will happen when BMP disbands. For those that don't get the joke, FM is 0-5.
Well,
I think
they've beaten us in Clan Wars.
okay,
now.
well, let me just finish. Okay, they're 0-5 versus BMP in Team Wars. And 4 of those losses are in the playoffs, right, Andy?
I remember.
Is it one?
Up until season 6, we had like the perfect record of every single time they made playoffs. We played them in playoffs, and then we knocked them out. And then it was like that every single season because every time they didn't make playoffs, we didn't make playoffs, and vice versa. Until season 6, when they finally managed to break that record by losing to X Hunters in playoffs.
Right. And they are in the same division as X Hunters now. Although it's not the same X Hunters team, but that X Hunters team, I'll tell you,
the same owner. It's still
same
like
owner, but they don't have roster is a little bit different. But I will tell you, man, they are a resilient team. They won't give up on any of the fights. It's going to be very exciting to see what they have in store for us this season. Also, got to keep in mind, X Hunters is the home for 2 MVPs in Team Wars, 2 season MVPs. Those players are not on the team anymore, but X Hunter is the only team that has ever had 2 MVPs from the same season. So they're
BNP has 2. BNP has 2.
Huh?
BNP had 2.
Who's the second?
Nazarite?
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll forget season 1 happened though.
Wow. Damn, what do you got against them?
Oh, nothing. He's a great player. But
Yeah.
season 1 was just a completely different format.
That's fair.
I really, yeah.
I think some other league copied that format and.
Okay,
they
come on,
just
don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I'm just. I'm just kidding.
I know. We can't. It's a Friday night, man. Chat likes going crazy. We don't want to.
We can't all come up with our own original ideas, guys. Understandable.
It is a prismatic whale.
Click it.
And it was also a prismatic CC.
Yeah. To cut the See, only prismatic CCs can hit prismatic whales.
And no one laughed.
Yeah. Well, what the? You're the only other person in the voice call.
And I didn't laugh.
Yeah, because you're no one.
Damn. This hurts to watch, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's like he's already dead. We just have to wait for it to happen because both decks are slow as hell. And it's still not game, right? Yeah. Like this matchup is really good for Christians until they lose their SSA, which is very unfortunate.
Do you think it was correct to use this collab there?
Probably. Actually, I don't really see a reason to.
If he didn't have
he
game.
has masterpiece.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way he uses it unless he has game. And wow, there you go. Pittori coming in. Or no, Shmita. Sorry, that was 4. 2,000 to win it all. Sengao clutching it out for Forbidden Memories.
Like what happened last week with the 7 and 2. Someone was 7 and 2, and the next person went 3 and 0.
Oh, is that what happened last week?
Yeah, with APK's war.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. Buns went 3-0 at the end.
Yeah.
Man,
So.
guys, FM going double 10 and 4 so far this season. They have now the highest R&D out of any team in the league. Obviously, they do have 2 games under their belt, but I would say it's going to be very difficult for any team in the league to come close to that plus 12 in week 2. Now, APK, I think, is plus 8. Phoenix is plus 7, if I'm not mistaken. So those teams may come close, but other than that, I think it's going to be a bit difficult. We're going to check to see if we can get some interviews here for you guys. You already know I'm going to be trying to get PDS up in this piece.
Let's get Edu.
Yeah, him too. I don't.
Come on, Edu. I know you're watching. Let's interview.
Isn't.
What, you're gonna say he doesn't speak English? That's racist.
No, I was just gonna say he never comes on interviews.
That is a racist comment.
Okay.
Is anyone gonna do interview? I can't see the chat.
Yeah, I'm asking. Don't worry. While we are waiting, I'll let you guys enjoy this beautiful prismatic utopia. Gotta flex that, because I'll never be able to play it in a duel.
So how many points can Edu be giving to his fantasy, to the people who chose him for their fantasy league team?
Right, good question, Andy. So Edu, you get 1 point for every win, and then negative 0.5 for every loss. So Edu is going to be at 6 points for that, and then you get 0.5 for every 2 wins in a row. Edu won 7 in a row, so that is an extra 1.5. He's going to be giving teams 7.5 points. That is a lot. And it's safe to say that I am no longer going to be top 5 in fantasy after this week. My run is probably over, and I'll concede to you, Mimi, on that. Feels bad.
Does Mimi have Edu on her
Yeah,
team?
she does. It's just... She also had neg 1, I think.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Edu has more than 2 players worth of points.
Alright, PDS is going to be joining us. Let's switch over to a booth, Andy, and then talk there.
Yeah, sure. Oh.
Good, man?
Yeah. Hey, PDS. What's up? I can't hear him at all. Can you hear him?
No, your mic's lighting up, but we cannot hear you, PDS.
Yeah.
While PDS has some time to fix his mic issues, don't worry, guys. I won't disappoint you. We're about to put something up on the stream that you guys will like.
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, PDX, welcome
Hey.
to the stream.
All right, PDS. 10 and 4.
Again.
Be honest. Yeah, again. Be honest. You didn't see this coming, did you?
Normal.
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 Yeah. Business
Normal.
as usual. 10-4 last
If you
week. 10
if you saw my fantasy league, I was like, if I put -1 on there, that'd be saying I want him to streak on us. So I didn't put anybody from TZ on there. I had to just put Edu, and that was it. And then I did my normal setup. I put Sokram on there, but he didn't do so well today, so that was
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Okay, very unfortunate. But I mean, Sokram goes -3. Edu goes 7.5. That's still plus 4.5 for your team with a win of 10 and 4. You guys are plus 12, 2 and 0 right now, on top of your division. It's hard to say if anyone can really catch up right now to that R&D. Tell me a little bit about this meta change and what was going through your guys' head, compared to what you think Tier 0 brought.
Yeah, so this season we're trying to do more scrims because we didn't do really too many before at all, like ever. So you know, we get the new box and everything. We do our first scrim. We just send like basically like, you know, whatever we think might be good, and it's normal we get washed. We're like, okay, so that didn't work, so let's try again. So then the next day we did another scrim, and then we did kind of okay. So we had like a general idea of what we wanted to bring today. But Friday wars are always like kind of weird because you don't really have as much time as if it was on Sunday. So yeah.
Now that's a very good point that you bring up about Friday Wars. Before this game, PDS, not many people had Crystron on their radar. But definitely after this game, I think teams are going to be thinking and asking themselves, man, do we have a true Crystron counter on our side? And so, what impact do you think Edu brought to this war, and possibly the impact of the Team Wars meta this week?
Yeah, so a lot of teams just saw the Crystron, so they're like, oh man. They're going to have to be prepared for it now, for the Sunday games. I think there might not be any games on Saturday, but...
Yo, there are 9 a.m. games on Saturday, I believe.
There
you know what? Let me I'll download that image as well and put it on the stream after the interview. And do you have any questions for PDS?
No, I'm just here to let you guys talk.
Okay, well PDS, I do have another question for you, man.
Yes.
Sengao playing again.
Yes.
He's a busy man. How do you do it?
He always makes time for his boys.
He clapped again today. He's been undefeated this season, actually, right?
I think so. He's been closing out all the games. It's pretty crazy.
What difference does a player like Sengao make on the team, coming from a different region that isn't quite represented on your team?
Well, you know, always the time difference is kind of a problem, but usually our guys, and me too, we don't really sleep, so we're always up at like 3 a.m., so we have time to discuss certain stuff with him. And he's a really cool guy too, so I'm really happy that he's on our team.
I remember at the beginning of the season, I think we had you were on one of the streams, and you said that Sengao had some ideas on the meta, but they were in Korean and you hadn't translated.
Oh no, yeah, I was just
Like-
beaming. I was just beaming.
Okay.
He speaks really good English too.
Okay.
I would say Edu, he was really sad because he wanted to like win that game with the Impact. You know, when MA came in with the
Right.
Magician Girls, but he thought he was thinking that it was still like a Dark Magician deck, so he just tried to go in all at once.
That makes a lot of sense, because that's the impression I got, that he didn't think it was going to be an Invoke deck.
Yeah, so he ended up wasting his Impact there, and then that really cost him the game. And then in the second game, I don't remember, he did something else. I think that game we just got floodgated to death, so he couldn't really do much.
Yeah. Well, he
just couldn't get over the Berry Magician Girl.
But
I mean, you're proud of your boy.
Yes, one day he'll get 10 wins like his dad.
Like his dad. I mean, definitely something to be proud about. You know, Edu, it's always a pleasure to see him do well in a Team Wars game, and I think both you and your team are very, very proud of him. Any comments, PDS? Any shoutouts or anything else like that?
Shout outs to Chris because he's our coach in Clan Wars and we love him.
Chris not doing too well today with Blue
Yeah.
Eyes bricking twice. What do you think about Blue Eyes, PDS?
Not a fan of it at all.
I'm with you there.
So, are you saying that he's not a good coach?
No, he's a great coach, but he just likes meme decks too much.
But with... Okay.
Big fan of those meme decks.
Well, PDS, anything else you want to say before we talk a little bit about the upcoming matchups and wrap this up?
It's a very surprising result today, but I'm happy that we ended up on the good end of the luck.
Yeah, I mean, it is good you're acknowledging that it was a surprising. I mean, like Tier 0 and FM both really good teams. You'd expect a closer result, but unfortunately the luck factor was a big part. But you can't take that away from how well Edu and Sengao played. Of course, like you mentioned, that one game with Edu expecting Dark Magician, but nonetheless, well played by Edu. Congrats on your win again, PDS, and good luck next week. Who are you guys playing next week? I will discuss that on Team Wars Talks on Tuesday.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for casting too.
Yeah, no worries, man. Congrats again.
Thanks for a great war.
Yeah.
Also, I hope Homegan plays next week.
Okay. Whoever you're playing next week, make sure to note that.
All right, have a good one, boys.
All right, thanks, PDS. Well, guys, now that the interview is over, just quickly, I want to show you guys what games we have for the rest of this weekend. Of course, MCS is on Saturday, tomorrow, at 1 p.m. EST. But before that, we have 5 games, and one of them will probably conclude by the time MCS starts. First game is going to be X Factors versus Infinity. Infinity coming off a tough 10-7 loss. Then we have Rookies versus Pharaohs. Pharaohs also coming off a tough loss. Rookies coming off a very, very close win against MY 10-9. Neo versus Lost Tribe. Both teams are... actually, Neo is 0-1. Lost Tribe is 1-0. Yeah, Neo lost to Tier 0. BZ versus 12 O'Clock Cheaters. Now, 12 O'Clock Cheaters losing 10-4 to FM last week. They're going to be looking to get to steal a win here against BZ, one of the best performing teams last season. And then finally, Duel Links Taiwan versus MY tomorrow. Make sure to catch the action. You cannot miss it. Too much happening. And of course, MCS is going to be changing up the meta a little bit. So expect the meta today from the games we saw earlier today and the meta tomorrow to be different. While we do have some time, actually, never mind. I was going to say let's talk about the match report, but I guess I could put it.
You're not going to talk about the Sunday games?
I mean, I just wanted to make sure they know about the Saturday games, since it's
Okay.
I mean, Sunday games, we have I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have some really, really good games. I'm personally excited the most for Smogon versus Phoenix. That's going to be the last game. Unfortunately for you, Andy, happening at the same time as your own war. So you won't be able to watch that, but I'm really excited for that.
I'm excited to watch well, I don't know if I'll be up to watch it because that's like 4 a.m. my time, but I'm kind of excited to see Switcheroo versus Drawsense.
Oh yeah.
Last week Drawsense was like they're one of the new Korean teams that last week they did really well.
Yeah, they played.
Now they're being put up against Switcheroo, so this will be a big test for them.
Definitely.
If any of you from EU or wake up early as a East Coaster, that might be a good war to watch. Yeah, the rest look they're not bad, but not like they don't particularly stand out to me.
All right, here's the match report from the match earlier today. It was Destiny Draw versus Kings. D Draw with a very, very valiant Kings with a very
I actually saw this. King started 5-0.
Right.
Or they started this war 5-1. I mean.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
Okay, so I joined a little bit after the war started, so I saw that the first player was 4-1 and was 4-0. He finished 5-1, and then after that, Dahyun just started going on a tear with Karakuri, and they had like and the other team had no answer to it.
Oh wow. We do see Blue Eyes working out for Kings though, 3-1. Fortunately, Tier 0 weren't able to get the same results with it, and really not
I did want to point
Chris's
out one
fault.
more
Just
thing. I thought it was really funny that their counter to Shiranui was that Destiny Draw's counter to Shiranui was Shiranui.
I mean, they had one player left.
No, Destiny Draw. Oh, did they? Oh yeah, it is 10 days. My bad.
Yeah.
I thought the war was less close. Sorry, my bad.
That's all good.
My bad. Forget what I said.
Well, it is interesting to note that D-Draw, Sunsun's Shiranui deck was not,
It's
orthodox.
not a normal. Yeah, it played like I think like dice and like it was like the 30 card version, but without grass.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
guys, we're gonna be wrapping it up here. We're gonna be hosting our homie from Duel Links Lounge. Be sure to give him
I
some.
love that guy.
Yeah, man. Very much loved from the community. Be sure to, tell him about the game that he missed. SMH not even watching Team Wars, streaming himself. Nah, just kidding. Make sure to give him some love. He's gonna be streaming a game later this week. I'm not sure which, but definitely see him either on his stream or the main channel. Thank you all so much for watching and having me and Andy as your casters for today. We hope we, put on a great show for you guys, and we're able to keep you guys entertained. Make sure to join the Team Wars Discord server if you have not already. !Discord for that. Fantasy League as well. Very unique event that you can't find anywhere else in the community. !Fantasy for that. And if you have some spare cash left over, people are starting to go back to work, consider subscribing to Team Wars. Helps us fund the referee pool, part of it, and Fantasy League and future projects. We may plan extra events in the future. I can't say much more than that right now, but stay tuned. Our sub pool money will be funding that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Andy, thank you again for casting with me, and hope you have a good night. And don't miss the game tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. EST, X Factors versus Infinity. It will be streamed. Thank you all, and thank you, Andy.
Yep. Peace.